the King has to hope his aging teammates come with more than wisdom as he looks to secure a 5th title. Chris, will a veteran team help or hurt LeBron's chances at another ring?
Man, look, I love that LeBron is such a boss. Because we know LeBron was putting this team together. I love that he's a boss. And look, every time, ever since he's started building these big threes, you go back to Miami, you go back to Cleveland, you look at the Lakers. Every time he's been about getting veterans. He gets veterans because they know how to win. They've got tunnel vision on winning a championship. They're not there to win a big contract. They're not there to make the All-NBA or the All-Star game. They are there because they want to win a championship. In Miami, around the big three, they go get Ray Allen, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, Juwan Howard's there, Udonis Haslem. In Cleveland, with Kevin Love and Kyrie, they got Sean Marion, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver. With the Lakers, when they won it, they had Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, Dwight Howard. LeBron is about getting the veterans, and then they sprinkled in enough youth, guys that can shoot, guys that can, got energy, can play minutes. They sprinkled in enough youth to help the roster. So I like what they did, considering that they have very little money after, once they just had the big three. It's impressive what they did. But I would be remiss if I said the age has to be a concern. It just has to be. Now, they're the favorites in the West, but a lot has to go right for this to come to fruition. And starting with LeBron himself. All right, LeBron has been a Superman, but he is in his 19th season. There has never been a player in the history of the NBA to play at this high of a level in their 18th, 17th years. No one. LeBron is still arguably, the best player in the world in his 18th and 19th year. So you have to look at Father Time, because the fact is 2 of his last 3 seasons have ended with him being injured. All right, and then the one season he got through all the way, he had a 4-month break, which obviously does an older body good. So the age is a factor. Anthony Davis is injury prone. The other older guys, Carmelo, Dwight Howard, some of the other guys, they're not going to play as big of minutes, so you'd think they'd be all right. But, LeVar, you notice there's a reason guys don't play generally into their late 30s and 40 years old.
You have to answer the question,
because the body breaks down.
Help or hurt his chances?
Excuse me?
Help or hurt?
He didn't answer.
I said they're the favorites in the West.
I need the word,
I said
Chris.
they're the favorites in the West.
Help or hurt?
They're the favorites in the West. I'm not going to sit here and answer what you want me to say. I'm saying they're the favorites in the West.
Listen, that's the show,
and Brooklyn's the favorites overall.
LeVar, he don't want to get on the spot. It's all you.
I just answered the question.
He's ducking.
Let me come to the table. Jurors of the court.
I said they're the favorites. What do you want?
Jurors of the court. Mr. Broussard is on the stand saying something without saying
exactly,
which is okay, because what I'd like to tell you guys is that, you know what? They are innocent. They are innocent of being judged of being too old, all right? I am definitively answering the question and saying they will help.
So they're not too old?
These old heads will help.
I said that in a different way.
In a different way, huh?
Seriously.
George,
what more do you want me to say?
Case. You can cross-examine Chris Broussard now. He has now confessed and admitted. All right, here we go. Now, but seriously, guys, when you look at this group of guys, LeBron has historically brought together people that mesh well together and want to win together. It's a camaraderie play. They probably are too old. But in the end, probably too old doesn't really mean much of anything until you get out there, just like I said in the last segment, and you prove whatever it's going to be. Either they're going to prove that they're too old to do it, or they're going to prove that they were good enough to do it in this one season, and then we take the conversation from there. In sports, the one thing that I love about sports is we always get an opportunity to see how it's going to play out. We're going to see how it plays out. Going into the season, if I am the fans of the Lakers versus another team, am I looking at the Bulls if I'm a Bulls fan and saying I'm higher on my Bulls team and I'm bullish on my Bulls team more than I am to Lakers fans with their Lakers team? I would think not. If I'm looking at a lot of other franchises, am I bullish on them more than I am to Laker fans on how they feel about their Lakers team today? I would say not. I think to myself, when looking at a Carmelo Anthony and a Russell Westbrook and a LeBron James and an Anthony Davis and a Dwight Howard, for as old as they may be and what we may consider to be something that is insurmountable for them to be able to stay healthy and play together for an entire season, I think there's also the other side of it where you see all of the hope that's involved, all of the excitement that's involved, seeing guys that understand who they are. And like you said, that tunnel vision of what they want to get accomplished. They don't need to have a whole lot of money. They got a ton of money. They don't need to prove anything. They have the accolades and the resume. So what's left? What's left to prove is that you can do it. And if you think about it, we've been talking about this. We've brought it up a few times during the week. If they win a championship this year, they become the most winningest organization in all of the National Basketball Association. That is enough of a carrot to chase if I already have championships, and it's enough of a carrot to even be more inspiration if I haven't got to the pinnacle of getting a championship ring, getting a championship title. And oh, by the way, this becomes a more memorable title because it thrusts us in the position of being the winningest franchise, and we helped do that. We were the ones that got the last one. I think there's enough motivation and enough incentive. This isn't just getting an NBA title. There's a little bit more at stake at hand. And I think old heads understand that because, well, they're on the other side of it. This could be their last play. You're going to play harder. This could be your last season. I'm going to play harder. So I think that there are a lot of bonuses to having age and wisdom on one team assembled.
Yeah. It's a big help, Chris. This is massive for the Lakers. Do you know how much better they are than last year? Remember, the Lakers, as soon as AD went out, it was like, okay, this is why we got Dennis Schroeder. He can create. He can't do anything. He was 0 for 9 in one of their biggest games of the season against the Suns. I'm not 100% sure. I think Kyle Kuzma shot like 19% on three-pointers. These old guys they brought in, they now have the option. Hey, Wayne Ellington, go make shots. Oh, you can't deliver? That's fine. That's fine. We got Kendrick Nunn. Oh, he's not hitting? Okay, that's fine. Malik Monk. They just toggle through all these guys. I mean, I love how people are making fun of these old guys, saying, oh, the Lakers are basically a collection of spare parts that nobody wants. They should be sponsored by Craigslist. That's what these Lakers are. They're jokers. They're old. They're not going to deliver. Chris, the only correct answer here is help. LeBron can look around. Remember, last year, Kuzma was like one of their best options. Even in the bubble, KCP was their third best player. They brought in Markieff Morris. They lose him to Miami, and it's like, Markieff Morris, we got like 3 guys better than him. They have 4 guys who shot 40% or better from 3 last year that they added to the roster, okay? And Kendrick Nunn was at 38%. This team is so deep on the wings, the only position they need is go get one more rim protector to back up Dwight Howard, because Anthony Davis, as you said, is brittle. This is a loaded, stacked Lakers team. They are #1 in the West. Listen, I don't want to go overboard. This smells like a 58 to 60 win team in the West. Given the injuries to Kawhi and Jamal Murray, I don't think the Suns can duplicate it. LeBron has the West locked up. The only question is, do they beat the Nets in the finals? And listen, that is going to be one hell of a series. You got the big 3 in Brooklyn, the big 3 in LA. I'm going to give a slight advantage to the old guys over the Brooklyn Nets supporting cast, which is good, but I give a slight edge to the Lakers' other guys.
So you got the Lakers as a favorite in the league now?
No, I have them winning the finals, but I have them the favorite in the West. The Nets are favored by every sports book.
They certainly can stand up to the Nets.
So
now
you're breaking. Okay, so you got
roster.
the Nets big 3 over the. You like the Lakers bench and supporting
100%.
cast better, but you got Brooklyn still as the favorite.
Brooklyn is the favorite.
You started out your little spiel. You started out your little spiel by saying that when Anthony Davis went down last season, they didn't have anybody to step up. I got news for you, J-Mac. if Anthony Davis can't play at some point next season, they're not going to win the championship.
That's every team. If Giannis goes down, like, come on, you can't say that. That's silly.
No, but hold on. But your whole point was all the help they got. Yes, they got good supporting help. But if Anthony Davis does what he did last year, they're not getting out of the West.
I think I'm going to step on your toes on this one and say they can still win with this group of players they have. They can still win without Anthony Davis. They can still win without him.